You get bad news, like that day you came round to me with bad news and you were all like that.
Yeah, coffee and brandy you gave me.
Well, I had a big cup of tea.
You had a shock or something like that.
Oh, a disaster.
Had a cup of tea, yeah.
Yeah, something had
tea.
happened. Had to put a cup of tea on, that made it better.
Everyone distrusts everybody, it's horrible. The thing that I blame for the breakdown of the family is the fact that people do not sit around. The youth today, yes, I could have 6 teenagers, as you can, in my sitting room, my daughter and all her friends, and it's completely silent, and they're all like this.
Talking about young ones that are always on their phones. That's not talking directly, is it?
No.
That's communicating by pressing buttons. And we didn't have anything like that naturally, did we?
No, I walk down the road singing.
Yeah, well.
And I look at people and I just think it's a lovely day. I smile at people and I'm all happy.
People don't talk to each other in the road. We used to know everyone, didn't we?
Yes.
No, they don't talk to you. And the young ones don't want to know.
And there's some people are like,
Yeah.
You had more contact with your neighbours, and you probably stayed in the same house for 30, 40 years, and you got to know the neighbours, they got to know you, and if you ever went there next door, as Valerie says, the first thing you do is have a cup of tea.
back in the day, Kit's 30, my son's 33, the one I had when I was 10, and I used to leave him in the pram outside shops.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
The young people don't talk anymore. They're so busy, that's right.
There you are, there you go.
When they come and see you and they're talking to you, they're even doing this, you know what I mean?
Even at her party, they've got to, and it was a big Diamond Jubilee thing.
I do like to be with the young ones, don't we?
Yes, miss them. Yes, we do. That's why I like Zoe being early now.
When he comes back from uni, come round afternoon tea,
3 o'clock.
our cups, his big mug,
Yes.
and then a chat.
How old's your grandson?
22, isn't he, this summer?
Yes, yes.
Gosh.
Even though you're old, I think it's nice to have a mixture, to have youngsters with you as well. You know, you're not cut off, are you really?
No.
It's nice to know what they're doing and what their families are doing, you know?
It's nice to see you young people here today.
Tea does transcend every socio-economic group, doesn't it?
Definitely.
But then that can't be going to community, can it? That's got to be the family.
All families make communities, don't they?
Are you saying that you think to build community in society it has to start at home?
Of course it does.
Yeah.
It starts at home. It starts with respecting people.
Well, as I said, a lot of younger people don't drink tea.
I find an awful lot of young people nowadays don't even drink tea.
People don't often eat together, do they? They often watching television, or they come in at different times, so they're eating with food on their laps.
Not communicating.
So therefore, they're out of the habit of tea drinking, you know, as a social thing, I think. Yeah.
That's why I insist on my children sitting at the dining table.
And it was all to do with the community, which is slowly sort of disappearing now anyway.
All the tiny little elements like little asteroids coming together to create one lovely thing. It's the shared environment, one person pouring for the rest of the table, who's going to have sugar, who's going to have milk.
It was always, if you were having somebody calls in, put the kettle on, make a pot of tea. That was a social thing you just did, wasn't it? Automatically. And then sit and chat.
We've become quite complacent. We were also ignoring our history at the same time. We found this really strange middle ground where all of our fantastic history is kind of pushed back, but the idea of going forward doesn't ever happen. I think we really need to appreciate where we've come from.
And everyone finds solace in a cup of tea. like a nice cup of tea in the morning, just to start the day, you see.
And a nice cup of tea at night.
And at 11:30, my idea of heaven is a nice cup of tea.
But my idea of heaven is at 11:30 is a nice
cup of tea.
And about this time at night, what goes down a treat, you're right, is a nice cup of tea.